Hi, Jill. That's cool. At least notifications are working. Hello, Crossy Hossy. So I'm watching One Piece right now as I'm drawing. I'm at episode 265. It just started Inai's lobby. So, there's that. Mooney, don't. She's been teasing Misty lately, so don't do that. I know she wants to play really badly, but she can't do that right now. Oh, did Love, Death, and Robots come out too? That's cool. Not really something I want to watch personally, but I keep forgetting the series of events as they've played out of One Piece. Watching the anime has basically kind of given me a recap of everything that I've been used to. I thought they met Frankie after they saved Robin, and remember, I read the manga. That's how I got into it in the first place. And I read today's chapter anyway, so left it on a cliffhanger, and there's going to be a break next week, which is unfortunate. I hate it when they leave a cliffhanger that important for 2 weeks. Yeah, I heard about One Piece. I tried to download those, but it seems to be all over the place, so I just didn't bother. And I kind of told myself I wanted to re-experience One Piece no matter how it was. So I was like, I was gonna watch the filler arcs no matter what. Just because it's like, I kind of wanted to experience them anyway. Oh, good. Nightbot works. I was wondering. Anyway, I'm bound to miss a couple details, but I seriously just wanted to watch it again because I have a lot of friends who are really into it, and I kind of wanted to just, I don't know. I just wanted to see it again so I don't sound like a fucking idiot every time we talk about it, but it's not like we talk a whole lot anyway, so I don't know why I'm doing it. I just wanted to watch it, and I've been enjoying it quite a bit, and, yeah. Yeah, there's some things to Nightbot that I'm still kind of trying to figure out, like what kind of uses it has. There really aren't any, like, it's not like it's a moderator, but it's more like, you know, let it say something every once in a while just to remind people. What do you think of filler episodes in general? I think they're... I don't mind if the filler arcs are just on themselves, but what they did to the Foxy Pirate segment was just unnecessary. It's like they added more to it, and... honestly, it's like I really liked the Davy Back fight. It's like a filler within the manga, but it's a lot more fun and paced better. But the anime, if people only have watched the anime version of that Davy Back thing, I feel sorry for these people because they missed out on a good arc. that was kind of ruined by the anime, because it's just like it made the characters really shitty. Like Foxy keeps coming back. Like I don't even think he came back in the manga. I don't really think they barely talk about him. I don't even know if there's like a side story. See, that's the thing. That's a lot of why I can't stand what anime does sometimes to a manga. Is like, I'm not necessarily upset about them not being faithful to the books in a way, but I'm more upset that they kind of stretch things out unnecessarily. So yeah, it's like if they did their own filler arcs and just made up characters for it, it's like that's fine, and I don't really care. It is what it is. But when they do that to an arc that has already been set up, I feel like, why would they do that? Why would they add more unnecessary stuff? And that kind of ruins it for later. Maybe Oda asked them to do it. I have no idea how much power he has over the anime. Maybe he got really upset about it. And since it was such an early arc, yeah, I mean, in the manga, Skypiea took up so much goddamn space. There were so many volumes for Skypiea. I personally rushed through it when I was reading through it, because there was so much to it that I was just bored with, because I couldn't stand the characters. It's like the bad guys that they fought in that one, save for Inaru, which I still want to call Ino. I don't like saying Inaru. Inaru, whatever, who cares? But aside from that, all the side villains and stuff were just so dull. Like in design and in character, I couldn't stand it. I was like, man, compared to all the other creative characters that they had, these are just boring people with wings or halos or something like that. It was just really dumb. And while it felt a little faster in the anime, it still took up a lot of time unnecessarily, but they probably trying to fill up a lot of time. I have absolutely no idea why there was so many filler between Skypiea and Inai's lobby. The only time that I've really honestly liked the anime over the manga is Outlaw Star, because they never ended the manga. The manga was 3 volumes, and then they stopped, and then it kept going. And I think I feel the same way about Trigun. I kind of stopped reading Trigun after a while, because it just felt like, even though I really like it, it just felt so unnecessarily long. And painful. It was like, there's too much happening in this. But that's shonen manga, I guess. Cowboy Bebop was pretty good. I don't know if there was a manga. Yeah, Outlaw Star is great. I know a lot of people don't like the ending to Outlaw Star, because the anime had to like finish it. I don't actually, come to think of it, I don't really think the manga covered even 25% of the anime. But yeah, the manga was like, again, it was like 3 volumes. It barely covered the front end of the series. But yeah, I think Cowboy, and I think the same happened with Big O. I think the manga came after the show, and it was more popular in America than it was in Japan. They made the second season strictly for an American audience. There was to be a sequel series for Outlaw Star in the aughts, but it got canceled. Not surprised. Honestly, I think it's glad. I'm glad that it stayed where it was. Another anime that I didn't ever read the manga from because I just didn't want to ruin it. It was Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm sure the manga is great, but I love the anime too much to want to read it. And One Punch Man, I don't want to watch the anime. I love the manga so much. I like it. There's like, it's weird. It's like there's some series that I will appreciate more as a book than I will as the anime. So do you like a DVD or Blu-ray for a show or movie or that had a lot of special features? It depends. I don't really care about special features for an anime because I don't know. I'm not that interested in other stuff. I mean, there might be some cool things about the production and but it's also more it's more difficult to kind of do that because they're from Japan. You're basically trying to translate someone doing a commentary, and that's just more effort that's really unnecessary. So I don't really mind. I'm more interested in that kind of stuff for Western animation in movies. Yu Yu Hakusho is what I consider the perfect dub. Like all of it. It's honestly the perfect dub. I actually really like the dub for One Piece. It's fun. There's a couple characters that I'm like, it's hard for me to, because Kizuna, him specifically having a kind of like a cowboy accent kind of threw me off. And it kind of talks like this, yeah. You might want to hear him be a little like, "Come on, partner, we're gonna go off onto the sunset. You better look out for that Nico Robin. She's more than you can handle. Every organization she's been a part of, Oh, I'm talking about the Funimation one. Yeah, the Funimation one's like perfect. Why would I talk about the 4Kids one? Do you seriously think I'm watching the 4Kids dub? You know, there's something that I wanted to talk about. Now that I'm at Uni's lobby, um, I find that Cypherpole 9 is a little overkill when they get devil fruit powers. Oh no, they're talking about power levels. $4,000. What? 4,000? I wonder if they tried to do that joke in the dub where I think some of my friends were kind of complaining about how the bounties on characters said their power level, which I think is kind of dumb. But you know, whatever. Do you ever hear that there's going to be an Inspector Gadget show in the aughts that would be slightly darker, but with ghosts? I don't follow Inspector Gadget shit whatsoever. Okay. I wish I could show you the video of the One Piece episode that I'm watching, because it's more fun to watch something with someone, but I've been blowing through these pretty fast. Specifically because I ripped all the DVDs, and they don't have the intros and outros in between. And a lot of these episodes, it's like the first 10 minutes is just the recapping of the last episode. Wasn't Inspector Gadget a weird recovery series made from an attempt to do a Western loop on a third series? What? What? I do not see. I don't see the connection whatsoever. What's your least favorite anime tropes? The fact that they stick with a joke far too long it might be like a lost in translation thing, but it's like Japanese humor is so different from Western humor that so many things could just go over your head. There's a lot of stuff in One Piece that is very cartoony, though, and I like that. I have not seen a harem anime in the longest time. I don't even really think about it. So the last harem like manga that I've ever felt I've read was Love Hina. And I only got into that because a friend of mine was into it, and this was like way back like in college and stuff like that. I read a little bit of it, and I was just wondering why he was into it, and I just was like, I just didn't understand what the hell he enjoyed about it, and I sold my copies, so those are gone. Same with another manga that the guy made. It was like about, I forgot what it was called, like Magica something. But it was about, like, a kid who taught a bunch of witches. And, that was, like, it was just so fucking dumb and boring. I couldn't even get past the first volume. It apparently, like, had 50 girls that was, and I was just thinking, like, why would you do that? Why would you go overkill? Also, what was another one that I knew everyone was into just because it was around the early times that anime was popular, or getting to the point of popularity. Sculla Designs, thank you so much for the follow. Sorry I'm not drawing that much. I'm too into talking about anime right now. No, honestly, there is nothing you could get horny about with Love Hina. It is such a milquetoast anime, like harem anime, that it's just, or manga for this case. Well, yeah, no, I was gonna say Tenchi Muyo. Anyway, yeah, early times, people were really into Tenchi Muyo. I fucking hated it. I was trying to get into it because it was one of those things that all of my friends at the time were really into, like in junior high. And they told me, it's like, oh man, you really like anime? You should really get Tenchi Muyo if you ever find it at a Blockbuster or something like that. And I rented it, and I was watching it, and I was just like trying to get myself to like it. I couldn't. I really couldn't. I was like, why do people like this? I like Ryoko. That's about it. I guess that was what people really liked about it. But even then, I was, man, this is boring. Monster Musume I only like because of the designs. I don't like anything about the writing. I just think the writing is so dumb and idiotic. But I do like monster designs, monster girls, so that's always fun. Jesus Christ, the other characters aren't even on Inez lobby yet. The train is still at the front. This is what I'm talking about with a lot of pacing. And this was also in the manga too, but you're basically going back and forth with a lot of stuff that's happening. Like, you're going back to the Marines, or in this case, Cypherpole, and oh my god, the recap, Pat. But yeah, you go back and forth between characters, and I guess it's like it's supposed to be happening at the same time something else is happening, just to catch up. But Frankie is in this episode, so that's cool. The one Tenchi Muyo where his brother was the main character was a fun show. I don't even know what that was. I am so not interested in Tenchi Muyo. I don't know anything about like the spin-offs or other series of that. Well, I'm watching it right now, and I'm at like episode 267 of the dub because I wanted to recap, because I've been reading it religiously every time a new chapter comes out, but I've forgotten so much about what happened when I first read it. So, yeah. Golden Boy isn't really even a harem anime. It's just a story about a perverted guy who does really great at his job and wants something, but doesn't get it in the end anyway. but the women want him. I honestly think it's great. Golden Boy is like one of my most favorite anime, but I have to tell you something. I found the manga at one point, and I almost bought it, but when I looked into it, I was just like, wow, this is just hentai. It is seriously, like, if you liked the anime for what it was, the manga is absolutely nothing nothing like the anime. It is maybe I misread, or maybe I read something else, or maybe I read a doujin. I have no idea. Someone told me that was the Golden Boy manga, but like the manga was so like depraved. It was like I was looking into it hoping to find some fun like stories in it, but it was seriously like, it was like he did his job and then he actually got some, like he actually had sex, and that kind of ruins it. That kind of ruins the concept of it. Hey, Big Boss, thank you so much for the follow. I love how Spondum gets beat up so much in this. It smells like a doujin. I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know. If it was a doujin, it would have been smaller. Like, doujins are not even like full volume digest books. Now I'm kind of, I feel like Golden Boy manga. Let me see. Yeah, so, yeah, no, it was Jump Comics. It was 10 volumes, so I feel like I read one of the later volumes, like probably around 7 or 8. Yep. Well, doujins are mini comics. Yeah. If I ever find it again and I look into it, I just like, I don't know. But yeah, the anime is so much better, and I'm glad it stays where it is. But yeah, reading the manga, it's just kind of it's one of those things where I said earlier where the anime is better than the manga. Hey Tikla. What is one anime that you regret liking when you were younger? When I was younger? I don't know if I regret anything. Let's see, what anime did I watch when I was younger? I don't know if I liked it, but I do regret buying Miyuki-chan in Wonderland with a friend. That was our first anime that we actually bought on VHS, and they're fucking expensive, by the way. It was like $70 or something, and we basically split the money on it. But Miyuki-chan was just like... I remember reading about it in a Game Fan, and I was really interested in it because I was like, oh, it's Alice in Wonderland, but all the characters are girls. That sounds really cute. I would love to watch that. Then we finally bought it, and we watched it, and it's literally 15 minutes long. It's 2 episodes. Each episode was 7 minutes long, and it goes by so fast. For $70 on a VHS, you would all right, first off, that is the biggest fucking ripoff for 2 young boys who are interested in anime, and that's the first one that we actually purchase. And we're watching it, and we're just like, this is sincerely it's lesbian horny anime that, first off, we weren't really that into it. We were just, it's so softcore that it was like, I don't know if this is even young boy fantasy appreciative style stuff, but we were just watching it, and it went by in 15 minutes, and we were just sitting there wondering to ourselves, what the hell did we just watch? It was like, I like the designs, I like the look of it. It was just like nothing happened, or everything happened so fast that it just felt so unnecessarily stupid. There was absolutely no story. I'm sure you could look it up now, and you could appreciate it for what it is. And honestly, like I said, I think the only big regret that I have about it is the fact that it costs so much money. Oh, what the hell? Nightbot timed out Outlaw Johnny. Reason stop spanning caps automated by Nightbot. Oh. Yeah, alright. Oh dear. Yeah, guys, please don't spam caps. I'm sorry about that, Outlaw Johnny. I'm sorry. I don't know much about the moderating effects in the Nightbot right now, but yeah. I don't know why it deleted all of the messages though. Either way, yeah, Miyuki-chan in Wonderland was just so... It felt more dull and boring than it really was a regret, so... what else did I watch? Outlanders. Outlanders was something that I remember renting one day, and, that one felt dumb. I was talking about that earlier, and I was reminded about it, because I was into the artist. They made Caravan Kid, and I was really into that series. at least the comics. But I think the VHS that I rented for that was an OVA because it was 30 minutes. Not even a movie. And it was basically a recapper of the entire series within that time span. And I had a couple of the books, and the first couple volumes are, it's basically the Earth gets invaded by aliens. The main alien warrior gets tripped up by a guy, and then she takes him hostage, and then they get married? Like, immediately? And first, I know what you're thinking. It feels like Urusei Yatsura Lum, but it's not that. It's a little bit more. It's a little bit more mature than that. But yeah. How would you compare, please tell me, Gaoka-chan manga and anime? I only know about the manga. I have not watched the anime, but I like Gaoka-chan just because it's like short little stories. It's almost like it's more of a comic strip than it is a complete like series of chapters. Oh yeah, the Power Stone anime is pretty bad. You know what also, another anime based off a video game is really shitty is the Goemon one. The Mystical Ninja. That is the fucking worst anime based on a video game I've ever seen. It is so much garbage. I hated everything about it. And I love Mystical Ninja. I hate how many missteps there have been for that series. I want to know more about it, but man, I'm hearing folks campaigning for Bomberman Jetters to get a dub. I don't know. I am not a big fan of video game anime, specifically because like Fox Kids or 4Kids, they just made so many damn video game anime. It was just kind of overkill. Let's see, there was Sonic X, there was Kirby, there was F-Zero. There had to have been something else, and I'm missing it. I know that Monster Rancher was one. It all happened because Pokemon was really popular, and they were just trying to get as many things on their hands as possible. Custom Robo comic. It was made for Prony game for GameCube. Huh. Custom Robo. I don't think I've ever seen that one. The Kirby anime was not bad. I would honestly disagree with you on that, but that's fine. I mean, the Kirby anime is fine on its own. I was going off the 4Kids thing, and yeah, I just think it was dumb. I thought it was dumb. It was really hard for me to get into any sort of cartoon that was based off a video game at the time. Whereas now, I appreciate them a lot more than I did then. Like, now I love the Super Show. I love Mario Super Show, and I love the Mega Man cartoon. Those were great. Anthony Garcia 79, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Shaman King was okay. Okay, yeah. That's another one that I only know about the manga. and I watched the 4Kids stuff, or the 4Kids dub, like, maybe a few times, but I was just like, I can't do this. I read the manga and I was really into it, and I loved it. So I really appreciate the comics more than anything. I probably should be drawing. I honestly don't know what to draw right now. I'm sorry. I'm like watching the One Piece anime. I'm talking about my anime experiences. And, hey, you know what? Why don't I do a tier list today? How's that sound? Does anyone really... Okay, let me see if I can find that tier list. Every single Mega Man... Is this the one that I... Oh, I already did this, I think. Did I? Does anyone have, like, a good tier list they would like to hear or see me do? Anime Babe tier list. Is there one? It's probably gonna have like a lot of characters that I don't know if I do this. Anime weapons? Oh god. Now we're doing it. Like, listen, I am not an anime aficionado. I am not Steve. I honestly wish I knew more than I actually do. But let me see. Let me update the titles for a minute. Ever drawn Jazz Jackrabbit? You once? Cartoons based on video games. There's a Western cartoon video game tier list. Oh my god. Oh my god. Maybe I should do this. Super Nintendo Genesis game tier list? Let me see. Hang on. There is one, but I don't think this is complete. But let me figure things out here for a minute, because people are throwing suggestions at me, and I would create a loads of NES list. Holy shit! Wow, there's one that is... What the hell is this? I don't know what this is. Like there are games on here that I don't even know what they are. and there isn't a never played thing. It's like there's Game of the Year, worthy, incredible, amazing, great, decent, flawed, bad, garbage, insulting, never to be spoken of. Okay. All right, I'm gonna do the Western cartoon list. Let's do that. And then there's also a. There's a pretty decent SNES list. Why the fuck is Captain Novolin in this list? There's like a ton of great games, and then, oh my god! All right, okay. So let's do this. Let's do the tier list. Let me see if I can get this. Where is this? All right, here we go. That was lucky. Okay, guys. So here's the Western cartoon video game tier list maker. And what an interesting list this is. I've seen most of these, I think. Some of these I haven't. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make D like haven't seen, because I some of these I'm sure I have not seen. So let's and S is just favorites. So let's see. Let's try good, bad, and trash. So let's go with Garbo. So those will be the tiers. But yeah, we're gonna go down the list here, because I'm just gonna go with what is first and what is last. All right, so Rabbids Invasion. We're gonna start this off with I haven't seen it, because I have not watched the Rabbids at all. I've never really been interested in them. I find them an insult to humanity. I could put this in Garbo, but I sincerely have not seen Rabbids Invasion. I don't know if anyone has. I don't know anyone who has seen it. So, anyway, there we go. Oh boy, so here we are going into some great Banana Slamma. You know what? This I'm kind of curious, because I put these in good, bad. This is clearly bad. Like, it's clearly bad, but so it's between bad and Garbo. I would say, listen, okay, so I'm going to put this in bad, because, again, this list is kind of interesting. Just think of this as like, this is really, really good, and this is really, really bad. So these are kind of in between. I will tell you that Donkey Kong Country holds a special place in my heart, because it is so stupid that every episode is just pure gold. Pure gold of complete and total utter failure of a cartoon. I don't know how it came to be. I don't know what it's all about, or how it even started. They just said, hey, make a cartoon about Donkey Kong Country. And this aired in Japan, too, because there are toys of this series. But yeah, it's bad, but it's fun. So this might stay a little bit close to the good. So this might be really kind of mid-tier. Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay, so you guys are going to hate me for this. I honestly like it. I like the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. You're going to hate me for later because I do like it a lot more. You know what? I don't know. I don't know if I like it more than the Saturday morning one, but I want to explain my reasoning for this. Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog made something out of nothing. They had so little to go with for the series, and they just and they got like a classically trained artists to kind of come up with really silly classic cartoon stuff. When you look at Sonic and his design, he is basically like he's a Fleischer-esque cartoon character made for the 90s. And when you put that into a cartoon, they did that brilliantly by making it a silly Fleischer-esque cartoon. At least the best they could. Also, that Robotnik design is probably one of the best dumb off-model Robotnik designs ever in any cartoon. I will choose this Robotnik over the Adventures of the Sonic Saturday morning one in a heartbeat. So, but yeah, I just think it's funny. I always thought it was funny, and I like growing up, I hated it because like I'm just a kid that hates everything. I wanted a good cartoon and I never got it. And looking back when I was a kid, it wasn't so much that I wanted a good cartoon. I wanted a cartoon that I made. It's like I wanted a chance to be able to make a Sonic or Mario or Mega Man, and any cartoon that came out at the time was never going to satisfy my needs for that. So now I kind of appreciate these things for what they are, because again, looking back, you kind of figure these are people who are given a property that with so little information, but they did a pretty damn good job with it. But Sonic the Hedgehog, Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, it's probably going to be pretty up there. Ape Escape. Okay, so I worked on this show. I don't know if I'm going to be biased about it, but it is Garbo. This show sucked. Even though I made 2 episodes, and I wouldn't doubt anyone having not seen this. It is complete trash. It was made by a really, really bad animation company. I don't remember who, but the producer is also garbage. But I was okay working on it. This was like around the time when I was having trouble finding work, and I met someone on this production who was the director of all of it, and he was a great guy. But Doug wrote an episode, and a couple other people made episodes too. I think most of them did shorts for random cartoons at the time. Oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank here. I think the guy who made Adventure Time also did an episode, and his episode was trash. If it's the one that I'm thinking of, but yeah, all of these were just terrible. I'm not gonna say that it was the worst production that I worked on because I don't have one. I will say that the show was just kind of doomed to begin with. It was pretty good to have, like here's the thing. We were able to write the episodes. We never got writing credit, but we came up with, like, everything that would happen in the episode. But that being said, the results did not work out in the end because it was all trying to conform to one style, and when you have so many different artists with different art sensibilities and how they should present a short, and you only have a limited capability of animating it, it's all gonna look pretty bad. And it really did. It was trash. Don't look it up. Don't care about it. Don't like it. Yeah, it's garbo. Bubsy, however, is slightly above it. Because here's my reasoning for this. Bubsy is only one episode, and it never became a series, so that's fine. Even though it was like written like complete trash, it was trying to do something around at the time, and it was very 90s sensibility. But man, I don't know what happened to this. I don't know what was going on in their heads. Yeah, here was my thing about Rob Paulsen. It's like, I love Rob Paulsen. I love Rob. He's great. But if you give his voice to a character that is grating, then that's just gonna happen. Okay, so The Adventures of Captain N. And I'm just going to put this up in my favorites. This is top tier. This... I'm going to tell you something right now. This is what I always wanted a video game show to be. It's everything I wanted it to be. You may not like the animation. Man, you can't deny that those designs are fucking incredible. And trying to animate those designs at that point is like... At that time, trying to animate something so... Like, I don't know what they were thinking, having such detailed designs and having to make animators draw those over and over again. You kind of have to think, like, yeah, it looks good on paper as an illustration, but if you try to make this thing move, it is not going to look the right way. But I like the idea. I like the characters that were involved. I may not like everything about it. It is one of my most favorite shows at the time. It was fun. It was silly. It made me feel more creative because I liked the interpretations of all the characters. It was like they had a vague idea of the characters and all the enemies and designs and everything. So yeah. Not everything is great. Pit going Icacus and Mega Man going Mega Everything is just... That's just like, well, how can we make these characters stand out voice-wise? I thought it was fun. I thought it was great. And also, the fact that all these characters are now together in Smash, it makes me wish that Captain N was actually a character in the game now. Phil Barlow. I would not be surprised if Phil Barlow was also the one that designed all the monsters in the real Ghostbusters, because it's the same kind of sensibility. Carmen Sandiego, I have not seen this, so I'm not really going to talk about it. Castlevania, I know the 4th season came out. Is this I'm going to put this in bad. You guys are not going to like me for this. I can't watch it. I have a problem with this series the moment I watch the 1st season. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. I have my own sensibilities. And I'll give you my reasoning for it. I hated the writing of the 1st season. Maybe it got better later on. I'm not sure. I haven't really watched anything else, so maybe my judgment is flawed. But it's way too violent. It's way too vulgar, which I did not understand. Like, all the characters talk as if they're in the modern age, and it's like, I don't know. I just could not get into it. I personally, it looks beautiful. Don't get me wrong. The animation is really great in some spots. Yeah, I don't know. The whole scene where the guys in the bar are talking about goat fucking kind of just... That was when I was just like, I can't take any of this seriously. I watched the rest of the season, but I was also kind of like, wow, they're really kind of maleficenting, and if maleficenting is a word, think of the movie Maleficent. The character in the movie Sleeping Beauty, the villain, is supposed to be the bad character. You know she's bad. She's done terrible things. But then they make a live-action movie called Maleficent, and then you make the evil character sympathetic to the point of like, oh, I feel bad for them, I guess? And they did that to Dracula, the main villain of the entire series of Castlevania, who has absolutely the biggest reason to hate humanity. It's like, I don't know. And it just really didn't feel like there was any humanity in the series, at least in the Netflix series. There wasn't enough humanity to kind of negate that. Maybe they do that in later seasons, but it's like, you need to have some sort of hope in order for you to feel like this means something. When you have a villain that is more sympathetic than the people that you are trying to save and protect, what's the point? It feels so jaded and cynical, where it's like, what hope do you have? So, I don't want to get into it more than that, but that's just how I feel about Castlevania. I'm very, very sorry. But yeah, that's how I feel about Castlevania. I couldn't really get past the first season. I've watched some great animated sequences from it, which is neat. So let's go to Darkstalkers. And I'm going to put that right below Bubsy. Why? I will give you one reason. Fuck them for what the hell they did to Felicia. What they did to all these characters. Darkstalkers was a game that I absolutely adored. I loved the animation, I loved the characters, I loved the aesthetic. Everything about it was like, wow, they finally made a fighting game that I can enjoy because, one, it's like Street Fighter, only it's cartoonier. Then they make a cartoon out of it and completely fuck over every single character. And it is complete and utter trash. Listen, it's a Saturday morning kids cartoon. What the hell were they going to do with Morrigan and Felicia to begin with? But they did the same thing with Mortal Kombat, where it's like, this is a gory-ass show. How are you going to make this into a gory-ass video game? How are you going to make this into a TV show? Well, they did it anyway, and you know what? We're probably going to get to that point at some area of this. I don't think I've seen... Oh yeah, there it is. But I don't know how people feel about that show, or Street Fighter. I was like, I can't stand this. And you know what's also funny? There was an anime that came around the same time, like I think an OVA movie, where the dub had some of the same cast from this show on that. And it was actually a little bit more fitting in that than it was for this TV show. But yeah, Darkstalkers is garbage. I love the series. I wish it would come back. It's never coming back. I'm just gonna say that outright. I've talked about it way too many times. Double Dragon. I have seen a little bit of this. I don't know if I have seen enough to give a good consensus on where I feel it should be. Because, first off, I'm not really into Double Dragon, the game, to begin with. And I can't even remember anything that happened in it, so I might put this in haven't seen. I have to put this in haven't seen because I don't know. I'm going to put this on the top of haven't seen because I don't remember anything about it. Street Fighter. I'm gonna put this in just below Donkey Kong Country in bad because I like it more than Darkstalkers because it's more meme-worthy. And memeing a show shouldn't be like a highlight of something. But it does have like more entertainment value than Darkstalkers, just because I can stand looking at it most of the time. There's some really funky stuff in the animation happening in it, but it's not as bad as Darkstalkers. I don't know what the hell happened to Darkstalkers, but Street Fighter was just like, it's silly. It's G.I. Joe. They tried to make Street Fighter into a G.I. Joe series. And it's funny. So I will enjoy it. Dragon's Lair. I have this on DVD, but I'm going to put this in haven't seen. Because I have not seen one episode of this show, even though I have it. Earthworm Jim I'm going to put in Garbo. I'm going to put it above Bubsy. And my reasoning is not because of Doug Apple. I think Earthworm Jim was trying way too hard to be like Freakazoid at the time. It was trying way too hard to be like Animaniacs, like Tiny Toons, like Freakazoid, and it missed the mark on every single level. It had so much potential to be like a great, silly superhero show. I think there was just way too much involvement with the creator and the artists involved, where it's just like, we need to fit this into TV somehow. And it did not work. I didn't like it then. I certainly don't like it now. I'm not going to completely blame TNAPL for it, because a lot of artists were involved. But when it came out, I was so looking forward to watching it. I was such a huge fan of Earthworm Jim. And when I started watching it, I'm just like, I can't laugh at any of the jokes because everything is so badly paced. It's like the jokes don't land. Doug said he never worked on the show. That's bullshit. He did work on the show. He redesigned all the characters for the show, for the purpose of the show. He has drawings to prove it. And don't believe what Doug says. What the fuck is wrong with you? That guy has lied about every single thing in his life, and he will still say the most inane garbage bullshit. So seriously, he's trying to save face. He worked on this show. And he can deny it all he wants. He worked on it. He worked on, like, the action figures as well. So, but, yeah. Anyway, and that's all I have to say about that. Salmon Max. Where do I put this? Because I do like it. It's not a favorite, but it's good. The writing is actually funnier in this. Like, okay, if you want me to go back to the writing about Earthworm Jim, it is so much funnier in Salmon Max. They actually have good pacing and good, like, they have good payoffs to gags. And it's silly and fun. It's not the Salmon Max I was used to when I first played the game, because Salmon Max is very adult-oriented. It would have been so much better as a primetime series, but it also would have failed as a primetime series. But it also failed as a Saturday morning cartoon show. So, honestly, either way, if they could get away with more stuff, I don't know. I am almost worried to say, if this was given a primetime slot, they may have gone a little bit too edgy with it, so the jokes would have been more cringy. But I do like them. It's a fun show, and it's, you know, really, it's been a really common thing for people to ship Sam and Max as a same-sex couple. What do you think of that? Whatever people want to do, I see them as partners. It's supposed to be a police buddy cop parody. So if people want to make them a same-sex couple, that's on them. But I think that's like, I don't know. It's weird. Battletoads. I'm gonna put this in Garbo, but above Earthworm Jim, because I actually got some weird enjoyment out of it. But it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, what can you do with it? What can you do? Well, there's a lot you could do with it, but I think it was given to the wrong people. And it was only one episode, like a pilot episode, so, you know. But yeah, it's still bad. Stop spamming emotes. What the hell? You know, I need to look at my Nightbot. I need to figure something out. Because, I mean, I don't mind emote spam, I guess, but I don't know how to moderate that. So, see, this is my first time using Nightbot, so I do apologize. Where is my Nightbot? Shit. Nightbot. Log in. Okay, there we go. So, alright. Here we are the timeouts, spam protection, excess emotes. Let's disable this. I'm gonna, because the caps, when people do caps, I don't like that, but if they do excessive emotes, I don't mind that. Excessive symbols? I don't know. Yeah, alright. Well, that's fine. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Crystal. I think I changed that, but we'll see how that went. Okay, where are we? Pac-Man? I would watch this a lot during the early Cartoon Network days. I'm gonna put this in front of Battletoads because it was something to watch. It wasn't fantastic, but I don't really remember a whole lot about it, but it didn't offend me. I just thought it was silly and dumb. The Legend of Zelda. This is bad, but I like this a lot more than Castlevania. The excuse me princess stuff is really dumb, and that's the only thing that people know about it. The stories are so stupid and boring. But, oh my god, Crossy Hossy, could you please stop talking about Doug? You're really starting to sound like you have more of a vendetta than I do, so just drop it, please. I don't want to talk about that asshole anymore. So, thank you. I would really appreciate it. But yeah, the Zelda cartoon's okay. Okay, now we're getting to some territory that I am really upset about. Where would I put this? Oh god, where do I put this? Because it's not Garbo. I don't think this is completely garbage. I don't like it, but I like it a little bit more than Castlevania, but a lot less than Zelda. Because here's the thing about this, or maybe I should put this over Zelda, because I liked a lot of the ideas that they were putting in this. Okay, I'm gonna put this lower. Okay, so yeah. Mega Man Power, fully charged was such a misstep. I was trying desperately to try to find the production company that was developing this, because I wanted to be when I heard that they were making a Mega Man cartoon show, I wanted to be a part of it. And I got in touch with so many people, trying to get in touch with someone who knew someone at where they were working, what they were doing. But as soon as I heard that they were going to do this in Canada, I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to work on this show. So here's this. And then other things I heard about it were like, this thing is going to be one of the worst shows that I will probably be on the lookout for. It was better than what I expected, but I do not like the guys. What is their name? I think Man of Action. it's a group of people that basically write for cartoon action shows. They are not as great as people think they are. They may have made Ben 10 successful, and they may have made a name for themselves. They will ruin cartoons. Man of Action right now also has another property that they're working for. Oh, they're doing a Sonic thing. Man of Action right now is doing the next Sonic cartoon. It is going to be awful. I do not care what anyone says. I sincerely feel that is going to be one of those things that people are going to want to be interested in, and once they do, they will look at it and then just leave it be, and it will never work again. Also, a lot of those designs for the Robot Masters were like, while some of them worked okay as action figures, they really kind of missed the mark on action figure design. Anyway, I didn't really like it all that much. Mega Man. So, you probably think I'm gonna have this on one of my favorites. Well, unfortunately it isn't. It is up there on the good. It is like the top of the good, because my reasoning for this is that when it first came out, I did not like it. I did not like the designs of the characters. It didn't feel like the games to me. And I feel like what their thought process was, Mega Man is a superhero. He has man in his name, so let's make him a superhero. I like that now. I like the fact that Mega Man is treated like a superhero, but I always wanted Mega Man to be Astro Boy. Later on, they had an Astro Boy anime that came out on WB that was really great, but that's what I wanted Mega Man to be. I wanted Mega Man to have, like, you know, his adventures as, like, but anytime they do that, they make him a kid and he has to go to school, and it's like, no, listen, his name is Mega Man. You don't have to, you can still not make him a kid and still make him Astro Boy. Like he can do fun superhero-y things. And make it mature. But they didn't do that, and that's why it's below the favorites, but I still like it. I like it more now because it was such a silly concept that I just look back on it and laugh. And it has some pretty funny stuff in it. So, if anything, I ironically enjoy it. I unironically enjoy it, actually. The Lion Man episode being one of the stupidest things I've ever seen, which I still believe is like a script that they had for another show, and they just gave it to Mega Man for some reason. But anyway, yeah. I think this is Mortal Kombat. While, you know what? I have not seen the show enough outside of memes where it's combat time! I'm gonna put this in haven't seen because I have absolutely no opinion about this show as a whole. I don't know anything about it. I don't really care about Mortal Kombat. The only time I care about Mortal Kombat is if I'm with other people and they're like, we watched the last movie and that was the only enjoyment that I will ever get out of that movie, because if I saw that on my own, I would probably just kind of be, I would hate myself. It's like, why did I watch this alone? So that's my thoughts on Mortal Kombat. Pac-Man Adventures. I'm going to put this below Street Fighter because I watched a little bit of this. I have the games. I played it. I mean, the games are the literal definition of shovelware. But it was okay. No, you know what? I'm going to put this on Garbo, like right above Pac-Man, like the other Pac-Man. Because it's like, I remember a little bit more about this than I do the other Pac-Man show. I don't know. I don't really have that many memories about this. There was a couple things about it that were cute, but I don't know. Outside of that, I don't really have any like good memories about it. So, Viva Pinata, I didn't even know this was a show, so that's going in the haven't seen. Rayman, where Billy West voices Rayman, and they add a bunch of characters that are strictly to the show. I'm going to put this where I thought I would have this, the Pac-Man Adventures. I knew someone would say Viva Pinata is good. Again, I didn't watch it. You can watch the series on YouTube. Okay, I'm probably not going to, but whatever. This Rayman thing was like a 4-episode pilot that was only in France but has an English dub. And Billy West voices Rayman, where he's like talking like this, where we go into the bar. He gives him a Basque accent, like it's like wicked awesome. Like, oh man, oh we gotta go over here because I'm Rayman. We're gonna go to the bar. I got some enjoyment out of it. It is bad, but it is fun bad. It is like Donkey Kong Country. You know what? I'm gonna put this over Donkey Kong Country because I actually enjoyed it a little bit more than Donkey Kong Country. It has some really, really dumb... I think it's the same company. Ooh, I think they have the same kind of CG animation style. I wouldn't be surprised. Alright. Sonic the Hedgehog, the Saturday morning cartoon. Do I want to put this in bad? No, because I did find enjoyment of it. Did I find more enjoyment of this than I did Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog? No. I like the ideas of Sonic the Hedgehog, the Saturday morning one. I just thought it was so boring. Like, to the point where it was like, I felt like nothing was happening. There were so many moments where, and it's weird, it's like, I like to have shows where it's paced well, and where we don't have a problem with the story taking its time, or having a very dark and somewhat serious tone. I didn't want that for Sonic. It didn't feel right. I know that's something that happens a lot with the Archie comics, where it's like they kind of made it more serious. I did not like it for the Archie comics either. I hated it for the comics. I actually stopped reading it for the longest time because it just got way too dark and stupid. Like it was like it was turning into a high school teenage drama. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't mind it. I still melodrama. Yeah, that's the word. That's the word I'm searching for. I need to stop the One Piece for a minute, because while it's playing, I'm not even paying attention to it right now. So I'm at episode 270. I'm probably going to go back a couple episodes, but I should write down where I left off. Because I want to pay attention to it. I want to actually pay attention to what the series of events that are going on. So I just wanted to turn that off for a minute while I try to concentrate. Anyway, you know my thoughts about the Saturday morning Sonic the Hedgehog thing. It's like I didn't hate it, but I didn't really like it either. But I appreciate it, and it has like a charm to it where it's like, man, it's a really interesting setting. Jill White as Sonic really didn't fit for the show. It fit more for Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, but not for the Saturday morning one. But they were like, hey, we got a voice for Sonic, let's have it be him. Saturday morning Supercade is it's Garbo, but it's better Garbo than most. Is it better than I think I'm going to put that below Adventures of Pac-Man, because there is some weird dumb stuff to it, and I don't remember everything about it. So, I mean, for all accounts, I should put this in haven't seen, but I have seen it. I have seen a couple episodes. Super Mario World, however, I'm going to put that at top Garbo, because this is, out of all the Mario shows, Mario World was the worst. It still has some funny meme stuff to it, but again, I'm not going to judge these purely on meme-worthy stuff. I do have some cells from the show, just for pure nostalgia. Mama Luigi is probably one of the biggest highlights of the entire thing. Again, it's not because it's because it's meme-worthy, but it's funny and silly. But the caveman stuff, what's his name? Unga Bunga, Ooga Booga, Oogtar. Oogtar is the worst additional character in the entire... He is worse than Toad. They got rid of Toad so they could make a new character called Oogtar. It was so bad. So, that is one of the worst Mario shows ever. Sonic Boom... I'm going to put this below Street Fighter in terms of bad, because people like this, and I'm not going to deny them that. I'm not going to say that I didn't have any enjoyment out of it either. There's some pretty funny writing in it. I didn't like it at first, but it's a better show than it should be, which is weird. They did something to this show where it's just kind of like, I felt like they just gave up, and they had like an original plan for it, and where this is going to be like a really strong story-based series, and they're going to fight like wicked monsters and villains, and Robotnik's going to be super evil. And then the game came out, and they were just kind of like, oh shit. No one's going to like this. So they kind of surprised everyone by not giving a fuck, and just went like, let's make this show stupid. Huh? How does everyone feel about making this show dumb? And they just unanimously went like, okay, that's fine, let's do that. And then we got Sonic Boom, and it ended up being way funnier than it should be. So, I will give it that. one of the biggest, weirdest turnarounds in media, at least in my opinion. And this is coming from someone who actually kind of enjoyed the Sonic Boom game. And I know that's weird for a lot of people. It was shovelware as hell. And the voices were annoying because they just would not shut up. I kind of liked it. But that's me. Sonic Underground is going all the way down below even Ape Escape. This is the stupidest, dumbest, ugliest, most mind-bendingly annoying shows to ever reach conception. I don't know what the fuck people were thinking. This also went under the radar. When this came out, someone had to tell me, it's like, did you know that there's another Sonic cartoon out? And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? And it's like, yeah, Sonic Underground. It was like on this one channel that you've never heard of. I think it was on USA Network or something. But it was like, and then someone told me, you know there's 3 characters, there's 3 hedgehogs, and they're all voiced by Jaleel White? It's including the girl? And I was like, I thought this person was joking with me. And then I actually looked it up and I watched episodes and I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch? This is like, I know that every show I try to look at the positives of everything before I immediately go into the negatives. I could not find one redeeming quality of this show whatsoever, at least for myself when I watched it. I have never watched it since, by the way. I do not care to watch this show anymore. There's enough memes on this on the internet to make me realize, like, I've seen enough. But the stuff that I have seen, I'm like, what the hell were people thinking? This is such a weird... And when did it come out? Like in the early 2000s or something like that? Even for the year it came out, it felt out of place. With a lot of stuff that comes out in the 90s, you could say, like, oh, that's just like what happened in the 90s. It's like extreme and loud and very weird. I feel like maybe in the 2000s, like the early 2000s at least, there was an even more extreme concept of what media was in cartoons. I certainly feel like Fairly Odd Parents was starting to become that, where it was like every character had to yell at the top of their lungs, where it's like, if you cannot hear them yelling, no one will understand what the hell they're saying. That's kind of where Sonic Underground feels, and maybe a lot of cartoons around the time. But then we had stuff like, gosh, what else came out around that time? Maybe My Life as a Teenage Robot. That wasn't really screamy. I mean, yeah, no, I don't know. It's hard for me to grasp what the early 2000s were all about. But Sonic Underground was just pure, unfiltered garbage. So that is going all the way down to the lowest of the low on this chart. So, yeah. Super Mario Bros. 3, I liked more than Mario World, but I hated more than... Where would I put this? I'm gonna put this... right below... this is tough. I'm going to put these in the same category, so they're right above Mega Man Fully Charged. Mario Brothers 3 was like the beginning of the decline for when it came to Mario shows. Where Mario World is at its lowest, Mario Brothers 3 is at like mid-tier. So I would honestly say, I would say it's right here. I fell in love with Mario Brothers 3 when I first played it, and then the show came out, and I was like, this is nothing like the games. And again, it's one of those things where it's so high concept, it's difficult for anyone to kind of come up with a good show premise for it. So they did the best that they could. The redesigns for the Koopalings are so awkward. They're completely different characters. Which makes sense because they have different names. So, but here then we go to the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. I am putting this above Captain N. I've always had a soft spot for this show. When I was a kid, I didn't deny enjoying it. There was a point in my life where it's like I enjoyed it, and then as I got a little bit older and I was being pressured to like other things, I felt like I was supposed to not like it, so I just kind of told myself I should hate this show because there are newer and better things now, and I never liked it. I was lying to myself. I went back on myself after that, where it's like, no, I'm lying to myself. I love this show. I love Captain Lou Albano. I love, I forgot his name. But the live-action segments are just like, that's live-action Mario and Luigi. That's always going to be that's always going to be the live-action versions of them. Any other version of them in the near future or has happened afterwards, it's not them. It's never going to be them. Danny Wells, thank you. Danny Wells and Lou Albano are the quintessential Mario Brothers. I would have loved if they made a movie with them instead of I honestly do think that Bob Hoskins did make a good Mario. Captain Lou Albano was just so into his role that it just felt like this felt right. And no, it's if you do drugs, you go to hell before you die. Think about that. Now listen. As silly as that PSA sounds, think about the era in which children's television was trying to basically tell kids not to do drugs, which is honestly a good message, but at the same time, think of that message. You go to hell before you die. That's honestly a strong message. You will experience hell for yourself before you pass away. That's a good message. I've never found like the hilarity of that. I always thought like, okay, that's a good message. Stick Fox the Great, thank you so much for the follow. It's just that it's coming out of Lou Albano as Mario. I think that's the thing that's getting people. But that was just the thing. Anyway. We're getting to probably the end of this, because I have never watched Tak and the Power of the Juju. the only Skylanders thing that I've ever seen was the one with Crash Bandicoot. It's like, I was chasing Neo Cortex when all of a sudden I was blasted here. And that was really stupid. Wakfu, is this a video game? Is Wakfu a game? I always thought it was just like just a cartoon of itself. Yes, it's a game. Well, I have never heard of the game. I watched Wakfu, but it's like, I mean, it's fine, but I don't know. I don't know if I can properly tier this, honestly. Oh, this is the old Carmen Sandiego show. I'm gonna put this in under Sonic Boom because I remember watching a couple episodes and thinking it was okay, but I just wasn't into the premise. Well, okay, people are telling me, yeah, Wakfu is great, and like, okay, that's cool. Wait, did you guys... Wait, King Krampus, did you cap that? It's weird. Well, when Nightbot is telling me, like, what you said, it doesn't look like you... It doesn't even look like you made caps. Oh, caps... Okay. Alright, well... Nightbot is still very weird and new to me. Wing Commander Academy. I don't know what the hell this is. So that's going right there to the haven't seen. Here's my list. So... Yeah, this is what I mean, these are kind of what you expect. Let me look back on a lot of this. Okay, so Super Mario Bros. Super Show, yeah, that's the quintessential great video game cartoon. I don't care what anyone says. It is silly. It has dumb premises. It was just goofy fun, and I appreciate it far more than most any other video game show. Because what do you do with Mario? There's only so much you can do. You could probably do a ton now, because Mario's done everything, even in the video games. So, why is this any different? Captain N was just creative. I loved it. Mega Man was great. Adventures of Sonic Hedgehog was good. Sam & Max is great. I mean, I guess these are just kind of, they're going to be good. Zelda was like, it wasn't great. I don't know. I feel like I should put this lower. Maybe I should put this below Mega Man Fully Charged. Donkey Kong Country was just stupid and dumb. It's too funny and enjoyable. Same with Street Fighter. Should I put Sonic Boom a little higher? No, I'm gonna keep it where it is. Okay, the Garbos is Mario World. Below that is Pac-Man Adventures. Then the other Pac-Man shows: Supercade, Battletoads, Earthworm Jim, Bubsy, Darkstalkers, Ape Escape, Sonic Underground. Yeah, there you go. That's my tier list for Western video game cartoons. So yeah, I hope you liked that. I mean, yeah, I don't really know what else to say at this point. Is anyone else streaming right now? I think I'm gonna finish up because I'm actually getting a little tired. So, I know I didn't draw a whole lot. I really didn't know what I was going to do when I started, when I started streaming. I just thought, like, hey, maybe this could get me to draw a little bit more. And then I just kind of started talking about anime. And, let's see. Let's rate a channel. So, hey, why don't you go see Bunny GIF playing Resident Evil Village? Oh no, come on, let's give Limalicious some love. She's playing Subnautica right now, so let's do that. So let's start the raid. I've never done this before. I was hoping like Steve was streaming or something, because I would always love to do that. But yeah, anyway, take care everyone. And yeah, do the raid. Have fun, guys.